Wonderful. I am on the platform today. My name is Maria Blanding.
Can't hear you.
So we're going to open today with beautiful music by Jim Sorensen, who's our musician for today. Jim, if you would like to start.
So,
Well, that's no.
yes.
Oh, I forget to thank you for the flowers. Okay. Lori, I know that you're doing it today because I asked you, so thank you so much, Lori. They're beautiful.
We have birthdays.
Oh, and we want to do birthdays first, okay. And we had a list of who was, there were many of us today. I am one. There it is, January 10th. We have Jeanne, who's in the audience today, and Lori back there. Sandra Davidson and Connie is here too. I don't know. Are there any other January birthdays here today that we can? Wow. Okay. Well, we sing our happy birthday song, so. Okay, now we're going to have Jim.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to be back here. I thought we'd start singing a song together by Daniel Nahmod. You all know Daniel Nahmod. He's awesome. So, that's a story for another time. So let's sing together "My Soul Is Welcome Here." Here we go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Again, I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed. Here we go. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Let's try it again with a little more enthusiasm. Here we go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Here we go. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. One more time. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Bless my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Great job, everybody.
All right, I'd love to welcome you to 2024. I can't believe it. It's 2024. So that's a wonderful thing, and I think that we all are going to anticipate beautiful things this year. I wanted to talk a little bit about what Jeannie's going to be covering this month. She is going to take us back to the basics, and we're going to be working on the unity principles this month. She's taking all this from Charles Fillmore's the Book of Truth. That's what it's called, yes. So it is true, her lesson today is there is where nothing more than New Thought, right? And she's going to take us back and have us look at the past and spirituality, and it's not new. I mean, spirituality, as we know it, has been around for centuries and centuries and centuries. And there's always a little bit of a piece in most of the religions of the world. When I was in the minister school, I studied all of the religions of the world. I remember that was a big section that I had, so I had to have knowledge. And it was amazing how all of that knowledge comes through in all the religions, that spirituality. But I wanted to talk a minute about the advent of New Thought in our United States. And it happened in the 1800s. And our father, the one that is called the father of New Thought, is a man named Phineas Quimby. And Phineas was born in 1802 in Maine. And he was a man that suffered a lot from bad health. And mainly, he had tuberculosis, which they called consumption in those days. And so Phineas was trying to find anything he could to help cure him. It was not a known cure in that day for tuberculosis, and so many people died from it at that time. There was no way to save them. But he was determined, and so he started looking at all different things. And one of the things he did was he loved to ride his horse. So he'd get on his horse and he would just go as fast as he could with it. And when he was going that fast way, he was so exhilarated and so happy, and he felt so good. And he thought, wow, I can change. I got on the horse and I was just all down and worried about my health, and now here I am, I'm up here. And there's another story that I really love. One day when he was really not doing well, he had to visit a friend who lived up atop of a kind of a steep hill. And so Phineas got in the cart with his horse, and he went up, going up the hill. And he got about halfway up, and the horse decided, I'm not going anywhere. So Phineas said, well, I'm so tired, I'm never, he got out and he said, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to take this horse and go to my meeting. So he got up, he got hold of the horse, and he started tugging him up the hill. And when he got to the top of the hill, again, oh, wow, I feel good, everything's good. And those were two things that he thought about. He thought, changing our thoughts and feeling good is going to be one of the basic thrusts of our New Thought movement. So Phineas started having seminars in his home. He trained many of our New Thought speakers that now have churches today. Christian Science, Mary Baker Eddy, he trained. And the lady, I think her name is Melinda Kramer, who's founded Divine Science. So I mean, all this came just from one man who was riding his horse. So I always thought that was a really interesting thing. So let's just say our wonderful prayer here today. A world of oneness where all people are free and encouraged to express their divine potential. Okay, our mission statement. Unity Church of Sun Lakes is a spiritual community of love and light that is dedicated to the expansion of our divinity as taught by Jesus Christ and other master teachers. We commit our time, talents, and tithes to inspire more love and peace in our world. Thank you, God. So I welcome anyone. Is there anyone here new for the first time? No? No one today? Well, why don't we say our welcome blessing for all of us. We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay, close your eyes and we look within, and we know without a doubt that God dwells in our hearts. We move forward this year knowing the truth of our being. We share the love and light in every aspect of our lives to everyone we meet. We hear the lessons and the music that bring us to knowing, bringing us closer to our knowing. And we honor Reverend Jeanne as she enlightens us, as she brings forth what flows through her. Please have blessings all around in 2024. And so it is.
So it is.
Actually, our daily word today is not being done by Kay Davis. It's going to be done by Kate Turner.
And our word today is wholeness. Wholeness is my nature and the truth of my life. I see myself whole, complete, and as a living expression of God. My thoughts fill my consciousness with the divine idea of wholeness. My words affirm this wholeness. Through my actions, I bless the life energy in my body with the right balance of exercise, rest, and nutrition. I live from my wholeness even if I experience illness. I may receive treatment, but I do not consider myself weak or diseased. I move through every health challenge with faith and grace, trusting the experience has come to pass. I remember wherever I am, whatever may be happening, divine life is always seeking to express through me, to restore my awareness of wholeness, which is and will always be my true spiritual state of being. And from Luke chapter 11, verse 34, your eye is the lamp of your body. If your eye is healthy, your whole body is full of light. But if it is not healthy, your body is full of darkness.
Join me in saying, Unity Church of
Sunlight, the beacon of love and light. We welcome all with open hearts and open arms to express their divine potential. We come together in oneness in creating peace, health, and happiness in our church community and the world. Divine order guides our church as it prospers and grows, providing healing, love, hope, and friendship to all. And so it is.
Our song today from Jeanne is An Open Door.
Good morning, everybody. Actually, I reserve the right to change what I just put up there. My voice isn't functioning quite well this morning, and I thought, although I don't have a grand piano, some of you may know I'm a classical pianist. So I thought I would do a classical piece for you this morning. And it's one of my favorites. It was actually one of my mom's favorites. You will recognize it right away, so I won't even tell you the name.
that was beautiful. Oh, and Ela gets to come up and do the meditation now after that.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year.
Good morning.
2024. In numerology, that comes to an 8, which is infinity. And we are infinite love, aren't we? So let's take a few moments and rest your mind. Set aside any thoughts occupying your mind. Set aside your to-do list and any internal conversations taking place inside your brain. Just rest your mind. Take a deep breath. Visualize the word love written in capital letters floating in front of you. Now, fill in each letter with any color you choose. And embrace the love and own it. Now, come into the stillness and focus on love. Allow love to absorb within you, inside of you. Feel the love meld into your heart, for this is the sacred presence of God, who is so in love with you. Now turn your focus on your breathing and allow the God energy be absorbed into your breathing. Allow this moment to fill your beautiful essence with the sacredness of your true identity, that you are one with God, that you are sacred, and that you are worthy of beauty. Be still and know you are one with God. Feel the union of oneness and continue to breathe it in. For you bring this sacred essence of you to Mother Earth, to others, and to all existence, just by breathing in this moment of life. In this very moment, there is the profound truth of each majestic moment emanating from you as you walk on holy ground called Mother Earth. For it is you who we have been waiting for, to lead each one of us in love. And in this moment, we celebrate the powerful dedication you have to God, the dedication to your spiritual journey. For you breathe and exist as infinite love. For you are so loved. And so it is.
Thank you, Ela. Now Jim is going to sing another song and bring Jeanne up here afterwards for her lesson.
Need to gather myself from it. That was a beautiful meditation. Thank you. I'm still picturing love, healing all that. Now I got to come back into my body and do this. The challenge. I am going to try to sing what's actually up there, but just a quick little story. It's close to 10 years ago. Some of you may not know I tune pianos as well as play. And I was having a moment, I think like we all did, where we're just like, what am I doing? Why am I here? I don't feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose. And I was all alone in a church, finishing up a piano, and I was just getting frustrated with myself when I blurted out, without even thinking, Jim, what are you waiting for? And as soon as I said that phrase, this song literally came to me in about 10 minutes. This is one song I haven't put on my CDs or published, but it's just a song that means a lot to me, and I hope that it's meaningful for you today. I hope my voice cooperates, so here we go. rearrange, moving forward to realize your dreams. You feel yourself expanding and decide to start anew, but the present is demanding of somehow breaking through. What are you waiting for? Why are you holding on to the same? Don't let the past make a prison of today. Look what there is in store. Allow the heart to let go of the pain, leaving doubts and limits behind. A treasure is out there to find. What are you waiting for? From what you know, don't let the comfort of routine hold you back. Feel spirit guide you as you go. Don't rely on what you've done in the past. Feel yourself expanding and decide to start anew, but the present is demanding of somehow breaking through. What are you waiting for? Why are you holding on to the same? Don't let the past make a prison of today. Look what there is in store. Allow the heart to let go of the pain, leaving doubts and limits behind. A treasure is out there to find. What are you waiting for? Just believe that the good is yours. Then create a chance to open new doors. What are you waiting for? Why are you holding on to the same? Don't let the past make a prison of today. Look what there is in store. Allow the heart to let go of the pain, leaving doubts and limits behind. A treasure is out there to find. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Oh, that was incredible. I don't know if you feel what I'm feeling. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeanne.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Oh, what a room indeed. Okay. This is a poem written by my grandfather, our grandfather, who, well, thanks. Our grandfather was a poet, and many of the things that he wrote are not shareable in church. But I think this one could be. So light in the air a little. I dreamt death came the other night, and heaven's gates swung wide. With kindly grace, an angel came and ushered me inside. Yet, to my astonishment, stood folks I'd known on earth. Some I'd judged as quite unfit or of little worth. Indignant words rose to my lips, but never were set free. For everyone showed stunned surprise. No one expected me.
Love you, Gramps. So here we are. Happy New Year. It's the first Sunday of January of 2024. And perhaps some of us didn't really think we'd make it this far. What was it that George Burns once said? If I had known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Oh, yes. But here we are. We made it. But then again, we've changed, transformed. We've evolved, haven't we? So our old selves didn't make it. Well, so I want to welcome the new you and welcome to a new year. So turn to your great neighbor and greet them and say, welcome to the new you, welcome to the new year. So with each new year, we have a tradition in Unity. Traditionally, we return to our roots by exploring our basic fundamental concepts. Now, we don't have that many traditions in Unity or in New Thought, so I'd like to honor the ones that we do have. Our theme to begin the year 2024 is taken from the words of Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore in his book, Talks on Truth. Pronounce every experience good and of God. And by that mental attitude, you will call forth only the good. These words are as relevant today as they were written when they were written. Perhaps even more so as we face the dawn of a new age. The spiritual principles and the tools that he and his wife Myrtle taught then serve us very well today, indeed. This month we will anchor ourselves in the basics of our teachings to set the tone for an extraordinary year, a year in which we pronounce every experience good and of God. To set the tone for the month, I want us to go back yet even before Unity. Concepts were a gleam in Charles and Myrtle Fillmore's eyes by connecting those concepts with the spiritual teachings of the ages. To do that, we will look at where the fundamental truths taught in New Thought came from. What inspired our New Thought leaders? Where did they get their ideas? From a horse. No. I knew I loved horses for a reason. This morning, we will look at other spiritual teachings as a way to begin our look at the basics this month. So let's jump onto our horses, jump into exploring the connections between New Thought and the spiritual teachings of the ages. Unity is part of a movement that, like Maria said, that began in the late 1800s, called New Thought, but it is not new. In fact, New Thought is now being referred to as ancient wisdom. The philosophy of unity is nothing new to the world. It is rather a combination of the greatest concepts that have ever come to the mind of man. The law of Moses, the love of Christ, the ethics of Buddha, the morals of Confucius, the deep spiritual realizations of the Hindus, the mystical revelations of the saints of the Middle Ages. Wherever you find truth, it belongs to everybody. Why New Thought is called New Thought? A new thought creates a new condition. And why does a new thought create a new condition? Well, that's going to be our exploration this morning. New Thought is a belief system about becoming consciously connected with God, the creative force of all life. It's about living from the awareness that we are in divine partnership with God. It's about moving into the space where we realize that life happens through us, not to us. And we have the ability to shape our experiences because we are in divine partnership with God, the creative force of all life. And we always are, not just because we realize it. It simply is our spiritual truth. We too are creative beings. In fact, we create our lives through our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our attitudes, our values, our actions, and our words. And when we have a new thought, or new feelings, beliefs, attitudes, values, actions, and words, we create new conditions. The moment we step on this path of awareness is a very important moment in the evolution of the soul. Growing in awareness of our oneness with God. Waking up to our relationship with life. Realizing that life happens through me as me, not to me. Once these awarenesses have come, we cannot go back. How many of you remember the first time you realized this and you thought, wow, I am not ever going to go back to the way I was? You remember that? And then the next time it happened again, you're like, sometimes I rue the day that someone said that I was responsible for myself, because I think maybe I like being a victim. But the awareness, the deeply felt and regularly practiced awareness of being at one with the infinite has such potential you cannot imagine. When we get it, when we really get it, this idea totally transforms our lives. Realizing we are spiritual beings having a human experience is a deeply profound realization. I have a promise that I want to make to you. It's pretty bold. You can hold me to it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you apply these principles earnestly and sustain them over time, these things will result. You will have a greater sense of freedom. You will have a growing sense of empowerment. You will have abundance that you never dreamed possible. Possibilities, circumstances, and opportunities will occur that will boggle your mind. You will live with a sense of something greater that anchors you in times of fear. And in doing this, you become what God intended you to be. You are created in the image and likeness of God. And it is your right, your responsibility, and privilege to discover who you are. Exciting ideas, aren't they? These ideas are not new, but they may be new to you. At least you may think that they're new to you, but they really probably are not. The first time I heard concepts like these, my heart simply knew that they were true. I believed them at my core. So much more than I knew them with my heart. With my head. I think it was Wayne Dyer. I was in my 20s. My truth meter just went off the charts. Your erroneous zones, I think is what it was. It just felt so right to me. So even though these ideas were new to my head, they were not new to my soul. And they are as old as humanity. For as long as humankind has been standing upright and asking questions such as, who am I? And how does life work? The answers propounded by New Thought have come forth. These concepts that are the inner truth of most religions, like Maria was saying. They're not something that the Fillmores made up over cocktails. You may have heard these before and not really known. They are talking about your relationship to God and to life. I want to share with you an ancient beliefs, some of the ancient beliefs that we teach in New Thought that all support that idea. A new thought creates a new condition. So in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, we read, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." Job chapter 2, verse 28, "You will decide upon a matter, and it will be established for you." Make a decision. You commit to a transformation. Commit to a plan of action. And there is something about life that will establish it for you. In other words, you're not working alone. Matthew chapter 9, verse 29. "According to your faith, it will be done to you." Done unto you. Mark chapter 5, verse 34. "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction." Mark chapter 5, 36. "Do not be afraid. Only believe." Mark chapter 11, verse 24. "Therefore I say unto you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them." Do you need any clearer statements than these? According to what's going on inside of you, it will be done unto you out there. Out there. So just in case, here's a few more. Mark chapter 9, verse 20. There's a lot of marking here. "All things are possible to those who believe." Infinite possibilities are available to those who believe in infinite possibilities. Luke 18, 27. "The things that are impossible with men are possible with God." Don't ever think that you do it yourself. The things that are impossible to us personally, once we step into a partnership with the greater reality, become possible. If we are doing it under our own steam, no, but in relationship with the power that created the universe out of itself, look at the possibilities. If we are doing it under our own steam, no. But in relationship with the power that created the universe out of itself, look at the possibilities. Philippians chapter 4, 8 through 9. "Whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is gracious, if there is an excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. And the God of peace will be with you." That's just in the Judeo-Christian Bible, or traditions. these ideas are also extraordinarily prevalent in the East, sometimes more clear and often more poetic than what you might find in the Bible. How many of you have dabbled in Taoism and Buddhism and yoga principles? Yes, many of us. I think that's how many of us came here. An ancient text is the Dhammapada, which predates Christianity by a couple of hundred years and is an important scripture for the Buddhists. It's really a text for how to lead an awakened life. It is a collection of the teachings of the Buddha. This idea of our relationship to life is so important. It is how the Buddha begins to teach. He says, we are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. Speak or act with a pure mind, and happiness will follow you as your shadow, unshakable. You can't escape your shadow. It's attached to you. You are always casting that shadow. It's coming from you. The Buddha tells us to speak or act with a pure mind. And that's how you create happiness. Not purity in a moral or a sexual sense. That's far too limiting. A life-affirming mind. A mind that sees infinite possibilities. It's saying that's how happiness is created. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. It comes from our minds. In Taoism, there's a central text called the Tao Te Ching, which was written by Lao Tzu. The Tao Te Ching is a very important work. The translation is the book of how things work, roughly. It's all about a spiritual principle. It's about how life works. The Tao in Taoism is roughly equivalent to our idea of God. But it's not a personal thing. Are you with me? No. God would roughly be what we would call the creative God principle. The Tao would be what we call spiritual law. The Tao Te Ching has this to say about the spiritual laws that we are talking about. This single principle can be found everywhere, all the time, because everything works according to it. And by knowing Tao, I know how things happen. In other words, by knowing my relationship to the infinite, by knowing that life operates by knowable spiritual laws, I discover how life works. Wow! This is a beautiful one. It's short, it's succinct, profound, from the Course in Miracles. Because of your likeness to the Creator, you are creative. We are made in the image and likeness of God, out of God itself. We share in the eternal nature. It is wisdom, love, life, beauty, infinite intelligence, and creativity. Guess what? So are we. We are a chip off the old block. We're made in the image and likeness of God, so whatever it is in the big picture, we're doing it in the small picture. The universe that I create is my own experience of life. I do in my little arena what God is doing in the cosmic arena, and so are you. These ideas began to seep into the American consciousness about 200 years ago in a real big way in the American transcendentalist movement in the mid-19th century. That movement was a precursor for New Thought. It sort of set the groundwork for the New Thought movement. And this idea of our greater relationship with life was a theme of the American transcendentalists. Here are two of them, Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau. So listen to this. As a man thinks, so is he. And as a man chooses, so is he. And so is his nature. That reminds me of the thought of God loves you so much, he gives you exactly what you ask for. Whether you know what you're asking for or not, God just says, yes, my dear. Yes. That's what you choose, yes. What you think determines your choices. What you choose determines who you are and what life is to you. It starts here with your thoughts. A great poem that addresses this very idea, written by Anonymous. Love that person. Watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions, for they become your habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. And Henry David, those words are so expansive, aren't they? I'm saying one little word, but it's so expansive. Henry David Thoreau said, the universe constantly and obediently answers to our conceptions. And we might plug in the word beliefs in there instead of conceptions. But it's saying there's something about life that responds to our beliefs and our expectations. The New Thought movement followed on the heels of that and has been built from the very beginning around these concepts. Here are the words of two very important historical figures in New Thought. The first is from Charles Fillmore, our Unity co-founder. The other is Ernest Holmes, founder of religious science. First, Fillmore says, God's greatest gift to man is the power of thought, through which he can incorporate into his consciousness the mind of God. You need to hear that again?
Yes.
Okay. God's greatest gift to you is the power of thought, through which you can incorporate into your consciousness the mind of God. In other words, this thing right here, this thinking mechanism, is the part of us that allows us to understand and embody the greater truth of life. And then Holmes wrote in the Science of Mind textbook, to learn how to think is to learn how to live, because our thoughts go into a medium that is infinite in its ability to do and to be. By thinking, we can bring into our experience whatsoever we desire if we think correctly and become a living embodiment of our thoughts. This is not done by holding thoughts, but it's done by knowing the truth. If I think correctly, if I embrace the truth, remember, someone pretty in tune with God said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth
will set you free."
will set you free." Yes. Who was that? Jesus. An understanding of the greater truth of your life that is beyond a belief in limitation. So, beloved ones, the question of this morning is, what are you thinking? Where are you focusing your attention? Because the basic fundamental teaching of New Thought, which is not new at all, is that what you think, believe, and feel is what you get. Can you afford the consequences of your thinking? So I'll ask you now to close your eyes for a moment. Just take a little bit of time to identify what way of thinking just might not serve you as you move into this new year. What way of thinking just might keep you from living the rich, abundant, God-filled, good-filled life that is your divine inheritance? I ask you this morning, are you willing to release it and replace it with thoughts of the truth? You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Amen. Bless you all.
Thank you, Jeanne. As always, a wonderful inspiration for us. So now we're going to say our affirmation together. I pronounce
every experience good and of God, and thereby I call forth only the good. What seemed error disappears, and only the good remains. My mind is now and always fixed on the pure, the just, and the upright.
Now's the time for our giving. So if you're having anything to give this morning, the ladies will be around to collect it. And I think we have a prayer that we say, the offering blessing, so join me please. Divine love as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. I am so blessed, thank you God. Jim is going to sing a song today as we go through collecting our offering.
So I'm not doing that one. I actually want to do the first one that I skipped called An Open Door. I think it's appropriate for the beginning of the year. Also just wanted to do a quick plug on myself. I do have a few CDs in the back if you're interested with classical music, original songs, and piano music. And also a website, I can give you my business card, or if you need your piano tuned. Okay, I'm done. So please enjoy An Open Door. Every day, life is full of choices, so many options in your hands. People say plan. But life can change in any moment. All the stars rearrange, revealing something more. An open door, the courage to walk through it, following the guidance of the heart. A willing mind to leave it all behind. New chapters are in store, adventures to explore. All your dreams are longing for an open door. Clearly see all the signs and signals. This universe is always on your side. Feel free to express all emotions, uncover all the fears that like to hide. Life can change in any moment. All the stars rearrange, revealing something more. An open door, the courage to walk through it, following the guidance of the heart. A willing mind to leave it all behind. New chapters are in store, adventures to explore. All your dreams are longing for an open door. Life can change in any moment. All the stars rearrange, revealing something more. An open door, the courage to walk through it, following the guidance of the heart. A willing mind to leave it all behind. New chapters are in store, adventures to explore. All your dreams are longing for an open door. An open door. An open door. An open door.
Okay, let's say together our offering gratitude. We give thanks for these many blessings of today, and know that they are but a symbol of the inexhaustible substance of the universe. I give thanks for that times that much, or more, is now on its way to me, and quickly manifests in perfect ways. Now it's time for announcements. The food for Matthew's Crossing can go out by the box by the front entrance today, and their donations box is over by the door if you want to donate to Matthew's Crossing. Unity Prayer Cast today at Reverend Julia's home. It's going to be crowded. Do you have something to say, Julia?
I do. There were 3 people on the reserve. Please come. We'll find room. So come. Whoever. Okay.
I think Betty, you're one of them. So, okay. Yes, we have 20 people signed up for our Unity. Isn't that amazing?
We'll have 23 now.
So many people are interested in prayer and how we pray
You're on
and
there,
praying in
okay.
unity. That's just amazing. Not next Sunday. This is a conflict. I forgot to tell you. We have our board meeting next Sunday. So most of the people of us that love to go to the breakfast will not be available to do it. So we'd like to move our Friendship Sunday to the third Sunday,
Yeah.
21st.
the 21st. So we'll put that back, and Reverend Julia, you can maybe remind people about that too.
I don't know where we're gonna go because this place is not.
I know, this is the challenge. We don't know what we do. We have to decide. I don't know if any of you have suggestions about where we can meet for breakfast. Please let us know, because they're having terrible trouble over here
Yeah.
in the restaurant. Yes, they've closed and they've opened, and Kate and I were in there one day, and it took us an hour almost to get our food, and she finally comped it. She brought us eggs Benedict, and it was crumply and not cooked, and it was terrible. And they're really struggling over there a lot to find help. That's one of the other problems. So in any case, because those breakfasts we used to have over there were wonderful, but they're not available
Yeah,
anymore.
we'll have to
So
make
anybody has
reservations.
suggestions, please let us know, because we want to find some place that we can all go to. Cottonwood might be an option. I don't know if any of you live there that could give us some more advice on that, but that's certainly one to think about.
Will you,
Okay, that sounds good. That would be wonderful, Ela, because we really do enjoy our breakfast. We always have quite a few people that go, so that would be great.
12:30.
It's 12:30, so you have time to go have some lunch or do something before you come. Yes,
Is
Jeannie?
it okay if we come before 12:30, Julia?
yes, but I will, I'll be working.
Yeah, yeah. You
But
can
yes,
bring your
please come.
sandwich, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
sounds
you-
like a plan.
That's fine.
All right. Our prayer partner today is Helen Daly. Is that right? Okay, thank you, Helen. I appreciate that. Prayer meeting team every Wednesday with Julia online. And Reiki Share Group every Tuesday. Betty is our contact here, so if you want to talk about Reiki, she's there to help you. Metaphysical Group with Sheila Taylor, and she's in the back over there, so she'd be glad to talk to you too. Next Sunday, music by the Yayas. So that's always fun to have. Okay, is that the end of our, okay. That's Julia. I mean, that's
Sheila.
Sheila Taylor, and she's in the back, Barbara, so if you want to talk to her about that, you can. All right, I want to thank all the people that were great today. Our flowers by Lori and Jim. Oh,
Jim,
thank
yeah.
you so much. Especially your classical piece. I just loved it. We all did. Derek, thank you so much for all you do. We really appreciate it. Reverend Julia, who always operates our machinery back there. Okay, so let's stand now, and we'll, and Jim is going to do the peace song, and after that we'll do our prayer for protection. Prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever